boys, parties, style, fame,
She likes
glamour, runway, style, fame.
she likes fashion.
So, Michael, welcome to Telecom Stars in Cars. You know the rules by now, huh? There's no such thing as a free ride. So the price of this ride is an interview with me. You ready?
I'm ready, definitely.
And the theme of this interview is security, security, security.
Lovely.
You're the guy for the job.
I'm the guy.
So let's start. Why is it security so important in today's environment?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think you've got to look at it two ways, first of all. If you look at it from you and I as people, security sometimes looks at being very clinical, very sterile, but it's not. Security underpins the most important thing, which is trust. And if you lose trust, and you think about it, if you ever lost trust in somebody or a service, it's very, very difficult to go back to them. So I think that's what security anchors and is key. I think on the other side of things, if you look at it from an operator's perspective, they're making huge investments in their networks. So it's all about protecting that investment. It's all about protecting the customers. It's all about protecting the brand and ultimately protecting shareholder value.
So, Michael, today in the industry, everyone's going after more and more efficiency. So how do you justify the high cost of security?
Yeah, so I think I'll have to sort of push back on that one slightly. If you look at the investment that's been made in security globally over the last 5 years, it's a collective figure. It's $1 trillion. This year alone, in 2021, research is showing that the impact of cybersecurity attacks is about $6 trillion. So it's a huge impact. But then if you look at operators themselves, if they have a public breach, typically the share value drops by about 7% and doesn't really regain itself compared to its peers, compared to its competitors, for about 2 years. So that's a massive impact. But also security should be looked at as an opportunity, not just a cost center. If you can drive more security-led services, this is what people want. So I think it's yes, it is a cost, but it's also a great opportunity.
So, Michael, for the people watching us today, what is the risk of taking security seriously?
So there's a couple of things you've got to consider on that. So the first thing is, as I said before, is that if you're not investing in security and there is a public breach, then what happens is that trust in that brand fades away. So the trust then impacts customer experience. Customer experience impacts reputation, and ultimately impacts shareholder value. So there's not only the impact to the customer, but if we're looking at fines now, so GDPR, I think there's already been fines that have issued about 1.3 billion globally in relation to breaches. But also you're looking at things like so ANISA and the EU toolbox, some fantastic work that's been going on there, which is now taking some principles that are actually giving power to the regulators, but more importantly, you see legislation coming. So in the UK, so my home country in the UK, they're just bringing to law the Telecom Security Bill. And if you look at the Telecom Security Bill, there are substantial fines involved in that. So you're looking at either 10% of revenue or £100,000 a day as far as fines are concerned. So you get it from two sides. You get the impact, you get the churn. People are looking, typically with a breach, you get a 25% churn. So you loss of reputation, loss of trust, but also financial implications as well.
Yeah. So Michael, I think it's not a secret. I like everything that's hot. So what's the hottest thing in security at the moment?
Well, there's a number of things. Okay, so you big one, is 5G. So making sure that 5G end-to-end is secure. But also you've got to remember, you've got to look at the legacy as well. So if you look at signaling in particular, SS7 diameter GTP, you need to make sure they're secure as well, because they will be the rock bed for what you're going to build 5G on. IoT as well, on everyone's lips. But again, that has to be secure because it's going to have a massive impact. It goes hand in hand with 5G. But I think the big one, and it seems to encompass everything, wraps everything around that, is customer experience. making sure that the customers have the best experience possible. And there lays an opportunity. For example, smishing that's been going on is really grown over the last 18 months. A lot of that around COVID. That's a great opportunity for organisations to deliver a service that will help customers get around and get over smishing. So it takes security from being this perceived cost centre, which is not, to actually being able to drive revenue, drive customers, and drive retention of existing customers.
Super interview. If people watching us aren't convinced that they have to take security seriously, I don't know what will.
Thank you.
You're a new, shiny employee of Cellusys. I think you have an exciting time ahead of you, so good luck with your new job.
Thank you ever so much. Looking forward to it. And thank you for the conversation. It's been really, really good.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.